Jungle.
Scotty Tekken Moore won. That is Scotty Tekken Moore. Yes.
Yeah.
Why do you guys prefer Windows Phone over Android? Over Android. How long, if ever, will it take Windows Phone to have a significant stake in the smartphone market share?
Jump in? Or you want me to jump in?
We're actually, we actually use everything. We've had Blackberries, I've had an Android phone, and I've at the same time simultaneously actually had a Windows phone. I will never get rid of my Windows phone for any other device. And it's funny that you say that. When I went to the device support yesterday, and the dude, he was an Android guy, and he's like, he's bashing Windows. He's like, yeah, you know, you wouldn't want to make sure you back up your stuff. He didn't know what I know, so he's like, make sure you back up your stuff, because when you hard reset a Windows phone, it's likely it'll hard reset. It'll rotate for. It can rotate for 3 days, meaning it could constantly. You see those little cogs. And I'm looking at this guy like, you buffoon. How dare you?
There's a lot of that.
But at the end of the day, we rock out with everything. So we talk a lot about Windows and Microsoft, but we rock out with everything, because if you don't use everything, you don't know everything.
Right.
Now, a significant stake on the market share, honestly, after the 8.1 update, and I'm sure there will be the future iterations of 8.1, because as far as I'm concerned, 8.1 sealed a lot of gaps that was in Windows Phone 8. I would like to see them get the music app, and this is a whole nother video, but to get the music app straight, and I'm bona fidely sold.
Yeah, it's still beta.
Yeah, it is. They removed the beta, but it's still in beta. Yeah. But I'm going to say, give them about another year, 2 years.
Right.
2 years, and they'll be in the runnings. I'm not going to say number one, but they'll definitely see perhaps a number 2 spot.
Right. Yeah, I mean, why not? Me personally, I've always been a fan of anything Microsoft. That's why I'm such a fan of Windows Phone. But like Tawan said, I on any given day you can catch me with like 4 devices on me.
Yeah.
I have a Galaxy Tab in my bag, which you've probably never seen.
Excuse me, sir.
I got my Venue. I got an iPhone with me. I have an HTC One on me.
Boy, do I ever learn things on the fly about this man?
You know, there's a MacBook Pro in the back. Like, I use everything. It's part of my job. I need to know, and I don't mean it's part of my job on like a high level, super fucking technology. You know, where I need to be able to connect these concepts and sell you something. No, because users come to me and they ask me the simplest things that'll trump you. Yeah. Like, how do I move this here? A question like that will set you back for a good hour on Google or Bing trying to figure out. You know what I mean? So to avoid that, like, I use these things on a daily basis. And it's not that I don't like iOS. I can't stand Apple as a company, but iOS is fine. It's not like I don't like Android and its inconsistencies. It's just because that I use them, I appreciate Windows Phone so much more. And it's like, if you watch a lot of my reviews, it's a stance that I have, like Titanfall, for instance. Yeah. Snows say Titanfall is overhyped. I say it's not overhyped because it works. And no other game around it works. Like, I'm all about that appreciation factor. So, the simple things for me for Windows Phone make the difference, like a dedicated camera button. Right. To be able to get that on there. You know, the innovation that Nokia did around oversampling images. Mm-hmm. Like, these are things that somehow, some way play directly to my tune that I really enjoy. In terms of significant market share, I think Microsoft is happy with the share that they have right now.
I think so as well.
And you'd be surprised how many people know that Microsoft is there and Lumia. Like, people come up to me all the time and they say, is that that 41 mega? I don't have it anymore. I've got a 1520. But people know that's a Nokia phone.
Right.
People know. And people say, you know, I wanted to, but. There's always a but. But the winning part of that for Microsoft is the consideration that people are given. And the harder they work, the more they push, they'll win some of those people. And, you know, there's other things that also happens. Other platforms drive people away. Some people just want something new. People break their shackles from Apple. People get tired of Google. Like, people just like to buy different things. And then there's people that just don't want anything that's popular.
Right.
There's so many reasons why Windows Phone continues to build share and will have a significant amount.
It's crazy because, you know, everyone that sees my phone, they're like, wow, oh my God, that's such a big phone. Wow, look at the screen. They love the screen and it's in all of this and that and this and that. And with the 1020 that he had, it's the camera. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. There is no other camera. And I mean, I make a stance on the camera to the 1520, but that's only because it is a fairly good shooter. Yeah. I think in par or by comparison to the 1020, it's the next best shooter.
Right.
So people are like, you know, they're hooked on the now, and watch how this pans out. People are really tired of iOS, and I see it everywhere. People who have had what is that? The iPhone 4S, they hopped it for a GS3, a GS5. People who, you know, avid, diehard, they didn't want to get rid of their device. They got rid of it for the Galaxy. Now, eventually, no one is going to go back to iOS, all right? Because they'll say they've been there. So what's the next best thing? Windows. And sooner or later, Android is going to be. They're going to self-destruct.
Nigel, you're switching back. You're coming back from a. You had a. What do you had? An 8X. What did you have before that? You had an iPhone.
iPhone 4.
You had an iPhone 4. Then you had the 8X. Then you went to Nexus 5. Now you're going back. Well, you're looking to go back. You're not sure yet.
There's a phone available.
I think the 930 you'll like.
Yeah.
So, what are you gonna do? Everything takes time, baby.
Yes, it does.
Apple didn't go from selling people web apps to apps in 6 months. Motherfucker. Thanks for your question, sir.
Thank you.